What's up, everybody? My name's Andy. Welcome to the channel. So, as a lot of you know, Florida's like my second home. And we just went down there and just got back, and we went to Halloween Horror Nights. It was a lot of fun. There are some things that you should know before you go, and I'm going to tell you those here in just a second. And I have some footage of when I went. I took some footage. Now, I do want to go ahead and say, I had to add music to part of this because there was music playing, and because of copyright laws and stuff like that, I wasn't allowed to play that music in here. So I did add some music over some of the stuff, but some of it you can still hear me talking and stuff like that. Sorry about that, but because of the rules, I have to abide by them. Copyright strikes. But I will be playing that here at the end. So let's get into some stuff that you need to know before you go. Okay, 1, purchase your tickets online before you get there. You get to jump the line, you get to go to the front, you get to go straight to the turnstiles and walk straight in. You don't have to wait in any of those long lines or anything like that to get in. You just walk straight in and boom, you're there. Secondly, this is probably one of the most important things, spring for the express passes. I know they're expensive. I know, especially if you're only going to spend one night there. If you're only spending one night, the passes are almost a must. It is so hard to get all this stuff in such a short period of time. I don't think you can actually get into the park till like 6 o'clock, and it goes to like 1 o'clock in the morning. And literally, we were there from like 6 o'clock right on the money till about 12 or 12:30, and we didn't even get to see any of the 2 shows. And we had express passes. Express passes are the passes that get you straight to the front of the line. Now, we went on a Thursday, and that is one of the days, it's probably one of the better days to go because there wasn't a ton of people there. Now, that being said, when October gets here, I talked to some people. They said it does get more crowded in October. And so I don't know what the lines will be like then. But if you go in September, mid-September, kind of like what we did, the lines weren't that bad. A matter of fact, with the express passes, it literally took us probably no more than like 5 to 10 minutes each time we got in line. Now, some of those lines are just very long to walk to get to the front of them anyway, even with no one there. But they do have to let some of the people that don't have express passes through, so we had to wait maybe 10 minutes, mainly at the most 10 minutes to get into one of the attractions. Now, one of the things I do want to say, when you're going through these haunted houses, they rush you through them. You don't get to see everything like I kind of wish you would have, but they do kind of rush you through them. There's people through there telling you, go, go, go. So you're not really getting to take everything in, which is kind of a bummer, but I see why that is. There are so many people there that there's no way they could get them all through if they didn't do that. Now, I forget exactly how many attractions as far as the housing, the haunted housing that there is. There's quite a few of those. And then there's also some attractions that you just walk through. Like in the middle of the road, they have stuff set up, like with the Rob Zombie section. And like they had a section where people was running chainsaws, and had a biking section and stuff like that, and a zombie section. There's just different sections set up that you actually walk through. And then there are people dressed up there to scare you. Just like in the houses, there's people out there that will run up with a chainsaw that have neon LEDs on it and stuff like that. You'll see it in the video here in a minute. And they'll run up and start it right at you and try to scare you and stuff like that. Now, I do want to say no one touched us. Now, there are other places I actually read online before we went here. There's somewhere in South Carolina that you have to sign a waiver at some of these places. This is not one of those. There was smaller kids here. I think they say no one below 12 or 13 is recommended, but there were smaller kids in here, and I didn't see anybody just screaming or crying or anything like that. So as far as that goes, I do think it's kind of family friendly to an extent. But if your kid is frightened of clowns and scary stuff, which some kids are and some kids aren't, maybe it's not the best thing for anybody under 12, like they say, or 13. Now, the other thing is, I will try to link this in the description below. Download the map. There is a map that you can get. There's also an app that you can get. I didn't use the app. I'm not sure if that's what my wife had or not. But there's also an app you can get. But download the map at most, and that shows you where everything is. Now, you do want to make sure that you get a reference point. There is a big roller coaster in there, and we would always try to reference that roller coaster to see where we should go next. Some of these things are hard to find. These haunted houses aren't just right in your face, right here I am, come in and view the haunted house. They're a little bit tricky to find, some of them. And we actually walked by one when we first got there. There's like a killer's clown one right up front. And we totally missed that. We searched forever to find that one on the very last thing. And it was right where you come in, basically. So they're not right out there in the open. They are a little bit harder to find, especially if you get there at dark. When it gets dark, and later in the year it'll get darker sooner, it will be even harder to find some of these. So make sure you get that map. Like I said, I'll try to link it in the description below. I'm not sure if that works because you actually went to the website and then had to click on map. So if it doesn't work, just if it takes you to the website, just go up to the little search menu, hit the little three little lines. It comes down. Here's the map. Just pop it up and the map will be right there. But the map is a great help when you're in here because it helps you find these things that aren't just jumping right out at you. There are some rides that are still open. Like we rode the Transformer ride, but that's really the only ride that we rode because we just didn't have time to do that. The Harry Potter world is still open. I did try the butterbeer. It was pretty good. I recommend it. If you've never tried butterbeer, check it out. It's not too bad a drink. And I liked it. I would try it again. If I could buy it here, I would probably buy it and drink it here. But it is a lot of fun and a whole lot of walking. Make sure that you wear comfortable shoes. My Apple Watch told me that I walked over 12 miles that evening from 6 o'clock to 12:30. Now, I don't know how much food and stuff like that is. We did get some drinks. You'll see a cup in here that my wife got that flashed. I do want to say, if you're looking for alcoholic drinks, they did have those. The cup was, but there was no alcohol in this, man. There was nothing. It was just fruit punch, more or less. So unless you're just wanting that cup, don't waste your money on that because there wasn't enough alcohol in there for you to even worry about. So again, here comes the video. If you're going, download the map, buy the Express Pass, especially if you're just going for one day, and have a blast because this place is a lot of fun. Get the video. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Universal Studios Orlando, Florida. Halloween Horror Nights. Let's get this My wife had to have this cup because it glowed. And it's on.